Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. The Phillies lose 5-3 in Game 1 of their series with the Atlanta Braves. And overall, I'm not disgusted with them. They were involved in this game. Kyle Schwarber ties it up late in the 7th. You also had Corey Knebel come in for Zack Wheeler, who did fine. He did better than fine. I just hate the fact that the tone was set the way that it was with your ace on the mound with back-to-back bombs, and by the end of it, Matt Olson hits 2, and Rob Thompson goes to Bilotti, which did not make me the most excited person in the world. But overall, when you look at this team, yeah, they struggle with runners in scoring position. I think at this point, it's happened so many damn times over the most recent stretch that you could just admit that this is probably going to be part of their personality. Even with Bryce Harper, it was an issue, and without him, you could only imagine it's going to be that much worse, unless Castellanos figures this thing the hell out. At least JT Realmuto helped tack on another run, so over his last couple of games, he is taking a step in the right direction. And it might be baby steps, even though a couple home runs prior to this game, he did hit a couple home runs in a nice setting, so it's not as if he's done absolutely nothing. I don't want to downplay what an Oppo Taco would do for a JT Realmuto, especially when he was in one of the worst funks I've ever seen in my damn life, grounding out to second base every single second of every single day. But I'm just saying, at least he's kind of getting into something here while Castellanos goes 0 for 4. I'm praying the DH spot for him will help out, considering he doesn't have to play right field anymore with the versatility now that Bryce Harper isn't here. But man, oh man, that is the kryptonite of this baseball team, whether it's Mickey Moniak striking out, Mickey Moniak in the 6th popping up, when you have to go to Matt Vierling. That's inexcusable. You can't go Mickey Moniak there. I don't want to hear about numbers to see in a guy. No. Matt Vierling. Rob Thompson after the game is talking about Mickey Moniak and 8 at-bats. He liked to know. No. Mickey Moniak is just not going to be here and succeeding. It's reality of the situation. We loved what we saw in spring training, and we got pumped up and hyped up. It ain't real. The dude is not ready for the big time. And I don't want to hear, because it's all cute to keep saying, put him out there because he needs to see time. Put him out there. How else is he going to grow? You can't keep putting him out there when these are the results. I need winning baseball. It's time to go. All right, you have a rival in your ballpark. You're also seeing the St. Louis Cardinals in town, which are two teams that you're competing with for the National League wildcard spot right now. There's no dicking around. And the margin for error just got that much smaller because you're not with number 3 anymore. So let's go. It's not cute to play someone who's young, who ain't working. So just put that in your back pocket there, Rob Thompson. I did not like going to Bilotti. Now, to be fair, my personal opinion has been, now that Knebel is established as sort of that 7th inning guy, it's flirting between the 8th and 9th with Brad Hand and Sir Anthony. My personal opinion has been Hand in the 8th, and 9th would be Sir Anthony Dominguez. If you went by my logic, well, Brad Hand had his issue today. It wasn't the smoothest for him. Not so much, if you will. So in my theory, who knows how clean it would have been if you did juggle it around a little and he went in the 8th, just like Bilotti did. Maybe he's hitting the bomb. Although there is a difference between Brad Hand, and there is a difference between Bilotti, and there's a difference with what you're going to be throwing Matt Olson at the time. But if they go with what they've been doing, it would be Sir Anthony Dominguez in the 8th and Brad Hand in the 9th. And I just wonder if that decision was the difference in this game playing out a certain way. I don't know the answer. I can't tell you the answer, but I just despise that decision, and I despise the 6th inning and sticking with Mickey Moniak. Those two really irritated me. Now, would you even be in that spot if your offense could deliver? Maybe not. You know, you talk about the first inning, you talk about the third inning. You're getting guys on first and second, 0 outs, and sometimes you're watching guys get stranded over at third base, and it's totally inexcusable. Or you have whatever the hell you want to talk about with the Rhys Hoskins debacle over at first base where the play was made in right field. I was basically making the same exact face as Kyle Gibson when they took that shot of the dugout and he was over the railing and his face wasn't all looking around. And same a little bit with Kyle Schwarber. I was thinking the same exact thing. I don't know what the hell has happened. Now, Ben Davis, he mentioned something post-game that he was throwing it out there in the atmosphere. It's not like he knew, and he made that very clear. But because of what happened in San Diego, and I think there might be truth to this, with what happened in San Diego, where he costed Bryce Harper a hit because of poor base running, did that have anything to do with maybe what was going down over at first base? Maybe. I mean, maybe that's why a brain fart occurred, because he was lost in no man's land, so he was just kind of in an awkward position out there. But I just wonder, was that in his brain when he was lost? I have no idea, but maybe there's some reality to it in general. Now you have Ranger Suarez. Now you have Aaron Nola. Heading into this series, I thought so good about this because of Zack Wheeler and because of Aaron Nola. Even though the track record of Aaron Nola starts lately has been, he's been great. The offense hasn't picked it up behind him. They're getting shut out, or he's just not getting the run support that you would love after someone pitches a flat-out gem. I just feel good every time those two are on the mound. Well, you lose your first with your most prized possession in Zack Wheeler. I hate to rip the guy because he just settled in a bit and he goes 6+, 3 earned runs. That's keeping your team at a distance where they should be competitive. And that's what they were. They were competitive. They didn't get outclassed. They didn't get demolished. They didn't show zero fight. The game had its uglier moments, the uglier at-bats. That Mickey Moniak 6, come on. What are we doing? I hated the fourth to strike out. I saw non-competitive at-bats at times. Sometimes Odubel Herrera makes me sick, but you could also point at some, did it touch, you just think of all of it around, though. It's like, of course, Odubel Herrera pisses you off, but you also see a ball that hits his bat and hits the dirt, and what are we doing here? What are we watching? How is this happening? So there was some wonkiness throughout this game as well. But, this could have went either way. And there's no sulking afterwards of, well, if we had Bryce Harper. I can't believe, I don't know what media member asked, but after the game they asked, well, do you think you missed Bryce Harper here? Huh? What do you mean, do you think we missed Bryce Harper? Of course you missed Bryce Harper. Who the hell isn't missing Bryce Harper? I don't care if you win the game 7-1. Did you miss Bryce Harper? Yeah, probably. Because it could have been 10-1. It could have been 9-1. Doesn't matter what the hell the score. Of course you're going to miss Bryce Harper. What type of question is that? But this team can't go into each game thinking, well, this is going to be tough. I don't give a damn if it's going to be tough. Say that to the Mets, who's missing some big-time starting pitching. Say that to the Braves last year when they lost Ronald Acuna Jr. It's not about it being tough anymore. We know it's tough. Show some balls and go out there and play damn good baseball. Get some hits with runners in scoring position. Now, the argument that I'm hearing, and I got to give a shout-out to my guys over at Crossing Broad, Anthony Sanfilippo and Bob Wankel. They do a Philly show, and they had a little clip going on social media about moving Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot to make up for what you're missing in the meat of your order with Bryce Harper not there. And I hated that, to be honest with you, and I'm a big fan of Anthony. I think he's a great dude. But I'm like, yo, what are you thinking? What is that possibly... No. He's hitting home runs after home runs after home runs after home runs after home runs in the leadoff position right now. Why would you mess around with that? And I am nervous for July just because Kyle Schwarber in June is an absolute ridiculous human being. But going back to moving him or not, because he is hitting the long ball and knowing 7, 8, 9 of your order right now, is it possible to do it and move someone else in the leadoff spot? So then when he is up to bat and the home run does occur, at least there's a possibility of Alec Boehm hitting a single in front of him. Or there's a possibility of Rhys Hoskins walking in front of him. So then at least, and it's a lefty bat that could break some things up. Because I do want to change around 2, 3, 4 and things of that nature. But the problem is you don't have a lefty bat that can break things up. In theory, Schwarber 1, Boehm 2, Castellanos 3, Rhys Hoskins 4, righty, righty, righty. Nope. Now, maybe you could flirt a Didi Gregorius in there to break it up, but I'm just saying if you were to move Kyle Schwarber, because you know the long ball is a huge part of your production at the plate right now with him specifically, if you can get others in front of him that maybe can get a double, maybe can get a walk. Now that 1-run shot's a 3-run shot because 7, 8, and 9 is a lot different than maybe what you can get with some of these other hitters in your lineup. I have a fear, though, of messing up what's working. Why break something up that is clearly generating something that you desperately need? I see both sides of the argument. It's not as if there's nothing there. There is something to that. Originally, I thought it was stupid, but the more and more I give it some time and some thought, I'm definitely more open to the dialogue in general. Matt Olson, man, I'll tell you what, he crushed him today. When you leave him up, hey, you hang him there, or you put him over the heart of the plate, he might do a little something with it. And it ain't he might, he will. So when's Castellanos going to show up? He had 4 hits the other night, all singles, right? I thought maybe he didn't have to worry and have all that pressure about playing right field and catching the damn baseball. Kyle Schwarber is 50 times the defender that Nick Castellanos is. And think about that statement. Think about how awful that truly is. He's that bad out there where I thought, okay, relax. Just focus on your job at the plate. Just focus. What's he do? He's swinging at pitches off the plate. Outside. Low and outside. To be fair, I mean, you strike out on some pitches that are nasty. They can do that. Charlie Morton can do that. There's something to be said about sometimes you tip your cap to a nasty pitch. It's just frustrating because he's been falling for it and falling for it badly as of late. 856-442-9805. If you want to talk to me, you can call into the phone line, and I will gladly speak to you about what we just witnessed. Before we do, Versus Game. It's a fantastic app that allows me and you to connect even closer than ever before. I ask a question, and you can make money based off of if you get the question correct. So this week's question that you have to go play is, who will hit more home runs over the weekend series against the St. Louis Cardinals? Will it be the Phillies or will it be St. Louis? If you answer correctly, you can cash out big. You can play for free or you can bet $1 up to $100 per question against other people on Versus Game. Make sure you download the app right now. The link is down below in the description. Type Broads when you search on the search bar in the app and play my question and others that you think you know the answer to. That's Versus Game. One word, no space. We'll be talking about the result of the question in future episodes as well as introduce more. So make sure right now you go check it out. All right, 856-442-9805. We'll open up the phone lines right now and hear from you. Hello, welcome on into Broads Media. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
How you doing, bros?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Explain a little further.
Say that again.
Explain a little further. How come? Just because of the loss, you saying?
A little further. Well, let me start off by saying if we're gonna go out and get a guy that is flat out a better defender in center field than Oscar Mercado and just let him rot there and not play him. I mean, how are you going to put Mickey Moniak out there against Morton, who Mercado even has more experience against him? How are you going to run out a rookie who's not done shit, honestly, in his last
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
look, I saw the outcome today, and I'm not pleased by it. But before we saw the outcome, we knew that Mickey Moniak was going to get a chance to try and make a little bit of noise. So, I mean, it's going to happen. Look, today the difference wasn't Mickey Moniak or some guy you just randomly pick up because you're desperate that Bryce Harper gets hurt. I know he had a couple at-bats that I wasn't pleased by and I ripped apart to this point, but I'm just saying, I mean, one game here, I'm not going to lose my mind because they gave Mickey Moniak run, because that should have been sort of an idea and a thought that was inevitably going to happen at this point.
No, you're definitely right. I do not disagree at all. And I mean, you got to think about, though, there in the eighth inning too, in the runners in scoring position. How are you not going to give Vierling a chance to at least go out there and maybe just line something, and possibly even take the lead there too? And I mean, it's not like you're watching Moniak, and I mean, he needs the time, but he's just awful. He is just not. He's
not a major league player. And thanks for your call. I absolutely agree that Mickey Moniak, I think it was the sixth inning where Matt Vierling should have been in that ball game. No doubt about it. It's not even something that should be debatable. It's Matt Vierling goes there. But just to be fair and play the other side, and I'm not telling you I love this, I'm just playing the other side with you here. I'm sure you loved Rob Thompson early. And the reason why you loved Rob Thompson early is because he was playing the young kids, because he gave all these young kids confidence, and there was a smile on their faces. And I made it very clear. That's cute. Wait till they struggle. It ain't going to be easy, Robert. It ain't going to be easy, Rob. All right? Robert. I went Robert on him. Shame on me. But Rob, what happens when they stink? And yeah, Mickey Moniak, he ain't a major leaguer. He's going to be one of those dudes who's an in-betweener. His numbers at AAA, too damn good for AAA. Not good enough for the majors. Unless there's just too much pressure with the number one overall pick just stamped right on him here. Sometimes those people end up panning out in different cities because they look at it as he couldn't work out in Philly. He was a bust as the number one pick, but maybe we can mold something out of him. So in that next city, there's not as much buzz surrounding the draft pick, where here we have all the Matt Klentak garbage everywhere. And all we talk about is how much he stinks, and this is bad, and this is awful, and this is pathetic, and they screwed up, and they should have went here, and Ian Anderson, and the list goes on and on and on. But yeah, I mean, my problem is more taking him out when Matt Vierling should have gotten that nod more than anything else. But that's where I'm at. Let's go to Amadeo. How are you, Amadeo?
Just really disappointed overall in the offense tonight. It's really just been over the past week and a half, the difficulties with runners in scoring position. It's honestly just become their MO at this point. Kyle Schwarber goes deep, but then the rest of the guys just can't hit with runners on base. That's basically what it's been.
The offense in general has been poor with runners in scoring position. I keep convincing myself that if they keep getting there, that means there's something happening that's successful, because you're on first and second with 0 outs. You're getting base runners. All we talk about is how many they leave on base. Well, step one is they are getting on base. We have to value that. At the same time, though, timely. Some teams just don't have that clutch gene enough. And is that part of their identity? I don't know the answer to that yet. That's still something that we are learning as we watch them play every night.
Yeah, and then when you just go to how many chances that – I know JT got the RBI single in this game, but then when you go to how many chances him, Castellanos, they have, they just always, seem to come up short. I know Duvall made the great play on Castellanos early in the game. It just feels like it's a gripping the bat too tight. And then when you look at some of the other guys in the lineup, I know Didi has been, he's using all the field right now. The one criticism I have for Didi, he hasn't gone deep yet, and it's almost July. I know he's missed a lot of time, but I think it's rather now he should find that power.
No doubt. 0 home runs is unacceptable. I cannot accept 0 home runs from Didi Gregorius now that we are starting to enter July, even with the injuries that he has had and the time that he has missed. I don't care. It's not enough to have 0. He's had plenty of at-bats to have at least 1. it's okay if you're going to go the other way. He ends up getting on third base, and you can make the argument that I don't know what the hell was happening over in foul territory by left field. The ball goes to the wall. He gets to third base. Okay, we'll take it. But him utilizing the other side of the field is extremely important to me. But you can't just evaporate all of the power that I think is so damn important for him just so he can get a couple hits here and there the other way, right? I mean, you got to find that balance. I still need that right field power, and without it, it's absolutely crushing. It doesn't have the same impact. If you mix in the other way and you're also driving the baseball over the wall to right field and pulling some pitches, then there's something to it. But if you just stop what makes you you, and you stop what makes it intriguing that you have that lefty bat in the lineup. When I talked about this lineup early before the season began, and even a little bit in the early stages, it was about having the lefty power bat of Didi. It wasn't having Didi's bat hitting 260, but it's just poking balls out to left field that's exciting. No, it's hit home runs. It's power. So I'm getting aggravated. I don't know if it's a Kevin Long thing, them working together, but I can't imagine, while tweaking Didi from last year's situation to this year, that Kevin Long or Didi himself would be satisfied with this being the outcome. So back to work they go, in my eyes. Back to work they go. I'll leave you on this thought. I'm in love with Kyle Schwarber. Absolutely in love with Kyle Schwarber. I believe in this team. I believe in them without Bryce Harper to stay competitive and give us a nice journey here and a nice run, even with the sad circumstances, which, by the way, they're saying late August. I'm a little scared to commit emotionally to that because knowing this organization, Zack Eflin on the IL, they sell you crap is what they do. They sell you garbage. Oh, there's nothing wrong with Zack Eflin. We wanted him to only go 3 innings. He only went 2, but we were only looking for him to go 3. No. You're a liar. That's what you're doing. You're lying. No, his knee's fine. No, you're a liar. It's not fine. With Bryce Harper, I know it's a different beast because it's Bryce Harper, but I'm not buying August, and then I'll see if I'm pleasantly surprised when it happens, if it happens. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't commit because there's so many things that can happen when it comes to recovery, and not only just recovery. It's so important. I remember shattering my thumb thinking I'd be able to return. This happened my freshman year in college, playing college hockey. Ripped a shot right off my thumb. It snapped in half. It was dangling. And I thought, I got my surgery. I got my pins in there. I'll be able to go grab the stick. I couldn't grab the stick for like 7 weeks afterward. I mean, it's a nightmare. So Bryce Harper, and I know I'm not Bryce Harper. I know I'm not getting paid $300 million and playing professional sports and getting the doctors that they're getting. So trust me, I'm factoring that in. But he swings the bat with like this such ferociousness and this intensity that is unmatched. And your thumb is so damn important to gripping the damn bat. I don't know. It's hard for me to think that that's the case, but we'll see and we'll find out. Kyle Schwarber is going to be this leader. All these articles and pieces on the Inquirer about after they win, they weren't having fun. He goes, it's hard to win in this league. Let's all toast. After every game, we'll have a toast. And that just set the tone in the locker room of putting smiles on your face again. And then you hear what he's saying after Bryce Harper. You hear what he's saying in the clubhouse after every single game. I'm just absolutely in love with everything that Kyle Schwarber's doing off the field, on top of obviously hitting home runs galore. But that's why we talked about October baseball. That's why we talked about him and winning culture and why he's always playing when it's the coldest in the fall. Just saying. All right, before we head out of here, look, injuries happen, and when they do, you need someone who is going to fight for the justice you deserve. And that's my friend Zach Green at the Jeverbaum Law Firm. Zach Green is an experienced personal injury attorney who will personally handle your case if you or a loved one have been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or if you have been the victim of medical malpractice. Consultations are always free, and he can be reached at 609-790-3895. Zach grew up in the Philadelphia area and has a deep understanding of the personality of its sports fans. He is a 4-for-4 guy who will stand up for your rights and fight for you. When you are hurt, you need a lawyer that is not afraid to go toe-to-toe with with the insurance companies to get you the compensation you deserve. If you have been hurt, call Zach at 609-790-3895 or email him at zgreen@lawjw.com. You can also visit his website in the link in the bio. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Use the promo code BROADS at SeatGeek for $20 off of your purchase, by the way. Shameless plug. Not shameless at all. And hit that follow button, subscribe button, whatever you want to call it. I'm running out of gas. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you on the next.